Happy Thursday, everybody. NASCAR 25 track list revealed. We've been going through the last few months when iRacing would update the racetracks, whether it be a refresh or a rescan. We just did it 2 days ago as well. But now this is the official track list reveal that came out yesterday. So these will be all the tracks that you can race, but more importantly, the tracks that you can race in each series. There's also a really good tweet. Thank you, Jack, for sending me in Discord right over here by Toll Owen, where he goes through like the tracks, that you can race in all different series. But first, before we get to that, we're going to get to the actual track list reveal. What is here, what might be missing. But overall, it is a lot of tracks. So let's get right into it. By the way, I don't know if this is new because I don't think I've seen this screenshot. This might be a new screenshot. I don't remember seeing it, but one note I just want to see here is because this definitely does look new. I was actually looking at the pit area right over here. So I don't know if I could move out of the way a little bit more, but you could see the numbers are all there. And the pit boxes are all there. You have the iRacing on the what is it called? The TV screen as well. Very interesting to see like how certain console games go about with the pit road area, because some games do it one way, other games do it another way. But it looks pretty good. I don't think you're gonna have anything like crazy special, because you know how certain drivers most drivers don't use numbers, they use something personal to them. Probably the most famous one is probably Happy Harvick's smile pit sign. But yeah, just interesting there. So let's go through the track reveal. So you're gonna see the same track on different series, but let's just go through. We're gonna go through the Cup Series first, because Cup Series is obviously the most important, and you can see there's a lot of overlap between Cup Series and Xfinity Series. We're gonna use this table when the time comes a little bit later in this video. So Cup Series, you have Bristol, you have Charlotte and the Charlotte Roval, you have Chicago, Circuit of the Americas, Darlington, Daytona, Dover, Echo Park, Homestead, Indianapolis, Iowa, Kansas, Vegas, Martinsville, Michigan, Nashville, New Hampshire, North Wilkesboro, Phoenix, Pocono, Richmond, Sonoma, Talladega, Texas, Watkins Glen, and Gateway, aka Worldwide Technology. Now, we'll talk about the missing track here when we get a little bit later on, but there is a missing racetrack there that is on the schedule, at least the 2025 schedule, that is not in the game, which is it's definitely it stands out. But I think there are probably reasons why that is, and it goes back 2 days ago. iRacing just now released the scanned version of Mexico. The Autodrome. The actual name is what's the actual name of Mexico again? It's Autodrome Hermanos Rodriguez, I think it is. But I just call it Mexico City. But you don't see Mexico City here. iRacing just got it on the sim, like literally the entire racetrack, 2 days ago. So that's probably a sign as to why it's not in the game, because all these other racetracks, right, whether it got a new scan or whether it got a refresh, it was already in iRacing. It was already in the service. Mexico just came. Mexico was not there before 2 days ago, so that's probably why it's not here. Now, will it be like in a DLC or something? That'll be up to iRacing to say, but usually in the NASCAR video game, the console game, you usually have all the tracks that the series goes to, at least for Cup Series. We're not talking about all the tracks that Xfinity and Truck go to, because that's usually not the case. But for Cup Series, it usually is the case that every racetrack that is in that specific season, it is in the game. So this is that's why it sticks out, because obviously Mexico is on the schedule, but it's not in the game. So we'll see what iRacing do with Mexico, because it does seem just to be a situation where they didn't even have it in their entire service until 2 days ago, and the game is scheduled to release in a month. So that's probably why it's not in the game, because remember, it's not just using the track asset. You then have to get the AI working on the track. You then have to get all those little details as well, where that's probably very difficult for them to do. That's what I believe is probably the reason. So we'll see what they say on that. Xfinity Series, the majority of the same racetracks. We do have some other ones as well. Let me see if I can find them. There's Rockingham. So you can see in the Cup Series, we don't go to Rockingham, but Rockingham, you can race it in the Xfinity Series. So that's the track that you see there. For the truck series, again, you're going to see the majority of the same racetracks, but you will see Lime Rock Park. You will see Lucas Oil Raceway. That's IRP. Let's see if there's anything else. North Wilkesboro is right here, and that is that for trucks. Everything else is the same. And then North Wilkesboro. And so no North Wilkesboro here. So you can see Xfinity Series. It does not look like in the Xfinity Series you can race at North Wilkesboro, but you can in the Truck Series. That's how I think that's what it means, because if it says Truck Series and it lists all these racetracks, I'm assuming that those are racetracks you can run. So if North Wilkesboro is not in the Xfinity Series, I'm guessing, this is just me guessing, I don't know for sure, that you can't run it in the Xfinity Series, but it is in the game for the Truck Series. And then for ARCA, you have Bristol, Charlotte, all the main NASCAR racetracks. You do have Lime Rock, you have Lucas Oil, and then everything else as is. Now, you will notice in ARCA, it's a lot less than Truck and Xfinity and Cup. And so that's where we're going to go over here. So this is the tracks included and whether you can race it in the Cup, Xfinity, Truck, or ARCA series. So let's just open this and zoom in real quick so you get a bigger look at it. So for Bristol, you can race in Cup, Xfinity, Truck, and ARCA. For Charlotte, you can race in all 4 series as well. For the Roval, you can only race in the first 3 because ARCA doesn't go to the Roval, so you can't race there. You're going to see ARCA has a lot of unchecks because a lot of the tracks that ARCA don't go to, you're not going to be able to race at. The Chicago Street Course will be for Cup and Xfinity. Coda will be for Cup and Xfinity. Darlington will be for the 3 main series, and then Daytona will be for the 4 main series. For Dover, you do not have trucks. So in Dover, you won't be racing in the truck series, but you will be racing for Cup, Xfinity, and ARCA. For Echo Park Speedway, which is Atlanta, you have Cup, Xfinity, and Truck, but not ARCA. Same for Homestead. For Indianapolis, which is the oval of Indianapolis, not the road course, you have Cup and Xfinity. For Iowa, you have everything but trucks. For Kansas, you have all 4 series. For Lime Rock Park, you only have trucks and ARCA. For Las Vegas, you have the 3 main series, but not ARCA. For IRP, it's trucks and ARCA. For Martinsville, all 4. For Michigan, all 4. For Nashville, the 3 main series. For New Hampshire, it is only Cup and trucks. For North Wilkesboro, it is Cup, trucks, and ARCA. This gets confusing, I'm telling you. For Phoenix, it is all 4. For Pocono, it's the 3 main series. For Richmond, it is all series except for Xfinity. So no Xfinity at Richmond. Again, same as real life. If the Xfinity series didn't go to the racetrack, then that's why you're not seeing New Hampshire. That's why you're not seeing Richmond, because Richmond, which happened a month ago, we saw that it was Cup and trucks that went to Richmond. ARCA is there as well. Rockingham, all 3 series all 4 series. Well, the 3 series not naming the Cup series. So Cup series, you will not be able to go to Rockingham, which is I would like to be able to take the Cup car to Rockingham, to IRP, to Lime Rock, and maybe that's going to be something that they can do in the future. We'll see. I think it's mostly about getting, because the AI will probably be different between the different series. So that's probably what it might be about, or maybe it is a licensing thing, like because the Cup series does not race at Rockingham, does not race at IRP, and does not race at Lime Rock. Does that mean that in the game you can't race there as well? It could be a licensing thing. It could be a development thing. I don't know, but we'll see what it's about there. But overall, I'm not really complaining because it's a lot of tracks and a lot of different series, and I'll just be honest. I don't have any urge to take an ARCA car to the Roval. I don't have any urge to take the ARCA car to a street course. I don't. It's a video game, so this is what I will say. Because it's a video game, there are always things you can do in video games that you can't do in real life, and that's kind of the point of video games. So if it is possible in the future to be able to get every series to go to whatever track is already in the game, that would be nice. So we'll see if the iRacing can work on that in the future to see if that can be done. That's more of like a quality of life thing, though, just giving you the option to race at that racetrack. So we'll see what they say there. But we're not done quite yet. Still got more racetracks. So we have Rockingham 3. Sonoma is only Cup and Xfinity. Talladega is all 4. Texas is the main 3. Watkins Glen is all 4. and then Gateway is only 2. So for tracks that you can take all 4 series to, you have Watkins Glen, which is 1, Talladega is 2, you have Phoenix is 3, Michigan and Martinsville 4 and 5, Kansas is 6, Daytona is 7, Charlotte and Bristol. So you have 9 racetracks that you can take every series to. And then there are multiple that are 3 series, multiple that are 2 series, and it all differs there. Now, there is another comparison as well, and this is the tracks that arguably are missing. So tracks that the real life series goes to, but is not in the game. So Bowman Gray for the Clash at the beginning is not in the Cup Series. So I was talking about Mexico because Mexico is a points race. It's not unusual to see what do they call? I mean, it's been a long. Did the Clash at the Coliseum even exist when NASCAR 21 Ignition came out? I'm not even sure. But the Budweiser Shootout, which was, or the whatever it was called back in the day, usually weren't in the games. It was in some of the games, some of the older EA games, but then it wasn't really in. I don't even know if. I'm trying to think, like NASCAR 9, did that even have it? I don't even know. But it's not unusual to see that. But Bowman Gray Stadium is not in the game at the moment. And then Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez is not in the game at the moment. No, it's not. Yeah, Bowman Gray is not even in iRacing. So, like, if it's not even in the iRacing service, it probably gives you an indication they don't have a scan. That might be the reason as to why Bowman Gray is not there. Mexico just came in, and then you have Portland for the Xfinity series is not in the game, so interesting there. And then a bunch of ARCA tracks. So the rest is just ARCA. Berlin, Elko, Illinois State Fairgrounds, Madison International, Du Quoin State Fairgrounds, Salem, and Toledo are all tracks that ARCA go to that are not in the game. I don't think that's very surprising, just because they're, again, very local racetracks. And it seems to be the case where if the track is not in the service, then it's obviously not going to be in the game. But there are some racetracks that are in the service. I'm talking the sim service iRacing that are not in the game. So we'll see what iRacing does about that. But just for you guys to know, the tracks that are not in the game are these tracks. These are the tracks that do feature in real life for at least one of the series here. 7 of them are ARCA. 3 of them, one of the 3 major series go to, but they're not in the game. So Bowman Gray, Mexico, Portland. But then everything else is here in the game that you can go to. So those are the tracks that is being shown. Where's my track list reveal? There we go. So those are the tracks that are being shown, and that is the official list according to the NASCAR 25 website. So what do you guys think? You can take all these tracks and race in each series in career mode, quick race, online, and championship. So there is no gate restrictions to online. If you want to go race online at any of these racetracks, you will be able to go ahead and do that. So let's see how it goes. September 11th, thoughts and prayers to all those who lost their lives and all the families that were affected now 24 years ago, which is quite crazy to say. That's 20. I still remember. I don't know why I remember. I was 4 years old, but I remember watching TV. I was 4 years old. I wasn't in school yet. And I was 4 years old, and I was watching it on TV, and then my mother and I had to go pick up my sister from elementary school because when it happened, I just remember this was like in the morning too. It was not like time to pick her up when the school day ended. We went to the school to pick my sister up, and everyone else was picking their kids up like early. It was crazy. And that's like one of my earliest memories in my life is actually 9/11, seeing it on TV and then going to pick up my sister with my mom from elementary school. And I was 4 years old. So it's kind of crazy that I have memory of that. But thoughts and prayers to everyone who lost their lives on 9/11 and all the families that are still affected today from those losses. Hopefully you all have a fantastic day. Take care of yourselves. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram already. Subscribe if you're new. And when there's more NASCAR 25 content, we will be here to let you guys know. We are around 1 month away from the release, so we should be seeing more content very soon. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.